Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and today I'm doing another makeup video, which I love makeup obviously, so this is one that is really fun for me. I'm doing a full drugstore makeup look, but I'm also including some first impressions in there. I have a first impression foundation, a first impression makeup eyeshadow palette, and also some blushes and stuff like that. So if you want to see how I created this look right here and how I feel about the items I used, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I am going to start going in with foundation and all of that first, but I'm going to use the Nivea Men Cooling Shave Balm. I got this a while ago to try out because a lot of people like it as a primer and I really have never used it. So I figured why not use it today and make it like a first impression, because there are no primers from the drugstore that I really am obsessed with, to be honest. So out of all the ones that I do have, I didn't feel the need to use them in this. So I figured I'll do a first impression, see how I like this. I actually really enjoy the scent that this primer has. All right, so I let that sit in for a minute and I'm gonna go in with my first impression of this video, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. I got the color 406 Warm Beige. I don't know how well it's gonna match my skin, and I don't know how well it's gonna work. I love the Anastasia stick, so if this is somewhat dupeable for it, that would be amazing, because this is only like $10.99. And I'm gonna start out trying to use this Moda brush to blend it out because it is a drugstore brush. And with using one of these, I expect it to be good coverage. So that is gonna be kind of an important part of it if I get the coverage that I want as well. Alright, so this is what we're looking like so far. I definitely think it evened out my skin tone a lot more than it was. I don't think it's high coverage per se, but I think it's buildable to kind of like a medium coverage, because now I feel like there's not too much redness and stuff like that, so we can go in with concealer. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild concealer. Alright, so I'm just going to set my face quickly with my Airspun powder. This is like $5 at Walmart, and it's a powder that I actually really do enjoy. I've had it for quite some time, and I'm going to use my pointed blush brush from Moda just so I can keep this drugstore. I'm going to use the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base, then I'm going to blend out my primer with this Real Techniques sponge. It is dry. I feel like it blends it better that way when it comes to that. Alright, and the palette that I'm going to use today is a first impression palette, and it is the Maybelline New York Lemonade Craze palette. It is like $11 at the store, and I just think that it is insanely pretty. There's something about this palette that when I saw it, I just felt like I needed to have it. All right, so I've got you guys nice and zoomed in so we can start working on the eyes with this palette. The first shade that I'm gonna go into is the color Sunnies right here, and it really just is like an ivory type white color that I'm going to really focus under the eyebrow, but also put all over the lid just to make sure I can blend my other colors easily. I'm gonna go right into the shade here called Berry Ice. I'm really just gonna use as many shades as I possibly can. So I'm gonna go in here and use that to start creating a transition area to build my other colors on. And I'm really just gonna blend that pretty much all over. It doesn't matter if it gets on the eyelid, and I'm gonna blend it pretty far up as well. I'm gonna go in to the shade Lemonade Craze right here, and it is just that like insanely cool orange color. It's that insanely cool yellow color in the palette that I really wanted this palette for. That was probably the color that really drew me in, was the yellow. All right, so if you guys can tell, I'm really not getting any payoff from the yellow color, which is really, really depressing. Okay, so it's definitely working a little bit better. I'm seeing a little more payoff, but I definitely wish that I was getting more color payoff from the shade because I really wanted the shade be like this palette just because of that yellow. So first impression, not the very best at this point. All right, so after that, I'm going to go into the shade Coral Punch right there, and I'm just going to use my fluffy Moda brush and kind of blend that around with the yellow just because I'm gonna need it to transition into the pink shade that I'm gonna use. All right, so I'm gonna go back with this small blending brush again and go into the shade Ice Pop, which is another really cool shade in here, and it is that super bright, like hot pink color. So I'm gonna really load my brush up. I'm gonna load my brush up and then kind of tap off the excess and go right into the crease and very outer V, and I am gonna kind of bring it kind of far up just because I am gonna kind of cut the entire crease, so. All right, so now that I have that on there, I'm going to cut the entire crease so that I can really work with the crease shades and under my lid and all of that fun stuff. I'm gonna use my concealer from LA Girl. It's the Pro Concealer. I really like it. It's super cheap, and I do believe it's sold in Ulta now, so it is a drugstore concealer. And I'm gonna cut the entire crease here. I'm gonna see if I can do it on camera, but if not, sorry. I'm putting the white shade Sunnies on a Wet n Wild brush, and I'm gonna set that so my concealer doesn't move around before I can put colors on it. All right, so now that I have this whole kind of cut crease area, I'm gonna work with the lid and then I'm gonna re-blend that pink on top just to make sure it's super sharp. Main squeeze right here. I would try it dry, but I can tell you guys already that the pigmentation on the glitters aren't that great, so I am gonna wet it with just some setting spray right here. I just don't think that they're very pigmented without being wet, so we're just gonna wet them right away. All right, so I do like the glitter. When it's wet, it does have a decent payoff. It is very pretty. It's not super in your face, but it is a pretty shimmer. I'm gonna go back into this yellow color right here and try to work that into the other, like the rest of my crease going out here, and kind of hope that I get more color payoff with it because the yellow is what I really wanted in this look. So I'm gonna work that into the rest of the lid. All right, we got major fallout, like big time, but that is just what comes with kind of cheaper shadows, honestly. But I'm gonna use the same brush and just clean it off, and I'm gonna go back into Ice Pop and really just make the cut crease area pop a lot more, just so it looks sharper. So I'm really gonna just touch up that color. And then I'm gonna layer some colors. I'm gonna put the yellow shade, followed by the coral shade, followed by the pink shade. So Lemonade Craze, then Coral Punch, then Ice Pop, just on the lower lash line to give a little bit of color down there. Nothing crazy though, just a little bit of something. So I'm kind of just mixing all of those together. All right, and then lastly, I'm gonna go into the glitter color here called Strawberry Lemonade, and I'm gonna use this tiny little concealer brush from e.l.f. and really get that into my inner corner. All right, y'all, so I did go put on my lashes, and eyeliner, and I did also put on my bronzer and highlighter, but I do have a first impression blush today, so I figured I would put that on here. And it is just a little blush palette from L'Oreal that I saw on sale, so I was like, psh, I'm gonna get it. So I think that since I went for such a pinky look, I'm going to mix, I think I'm gonna mix these two colors right here and just kind of go for a natural blush that kind of matches the color. And it matches the look. All right, so I'm gonna put on my lipstick so we can see the final product of this look. I'm gonna use my NYX lip liner in the shade Soft Spoken, and then I'm gonna put on my ColourPop lipstick in the shade Layover. Alright y'all, so that is my final look on my full drugstore makeup look slash first impressions. I will say so far out of my first impressions, I had the foundation stick, which so far so good. I will definitely update and let you guys know how I feel about it. The Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, I will say that I really like the look I came out with, and I like the palette, but it didn't have great pigmentation. It took such an insane amount of buildup to get to where I got. I think that since it's like a $10 palette, it's still worth it and I will still use it, but it does not have very good pigmentation. Let me know if you enjoy first impression videos or all drugstore look videos, because I thought this was really fun to make and I got to do kind of like a really fun summery pink lemonade look, so I really had fun. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and comment down below. Let me know your favorite summer makeup item. But also, please subscribe so you don't miss another video. I put out content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sometimes more than that. So I would love to have you here to not miss another video. And I will see you guys in my next one.